you scaffold the students accordingly. Okay, scaffolding means helping, support what the teacher, and learning occur when you take the students to his zone of learning. What is zone of proximal development, Vygotsky? It's the optimal learning occur when challenge is just beyond current ability. For example, if a student is in grade 7 or grade 8 or university student, whatever, you give him the task which is a bit challenging. So he will ask for a bit support and scaffolding, but he's like, this is like zone of proximal development. If you see the zone of the students and his potential to learn, okay, how he can learn, the gap between the student's zone, his actual ability, and his potential is called zone of proximal development. The student is here, but you want him to reach here. Okay, so you scaffold that. So you help the student, or you can ask, Vygotsky call it MKO, more knowledgeable others. Okay, you can take peer work, like for example, you mentor the student with the help of some other student in a heterogeneous group. Some students will be high achievers. Okay, so you help, you ask the high achiever to help the lower achiever, okay, to reach to that level. Okay. So by this way, you can create your class more interesting, engaging, and all the students are, make sure that no one is left behind, okay, in your class. Now, Piaget emphasizes development readiness, while Gardner multiple intelligence, okay, highlight cognitive diversity. Like students are having some learning diversity. They have different multiple intelligences, as I said. Like Vygotsky said, some students might have linguistic intelligence. Like, for example, they will be good at reading and writing. Some students will be having logical, they will be good at math and science. Okay, some students will be good at, for example, they will have naturalistic ability. They will be good at biology, for example, and they would love to grow plants, okay, or to get some kind of pets. Okay, some will be will having interpersonal intelligence. They used to socialize with other students quickly. Okay, some might have intraperson ability, like some of them might be kind of introvert students. Okay, they don't like to talk to others, or they don't like to mix with the students. So you need to look at all those abilities and devise a plan according to that. Some students might have 2 or 3 kind of abilities at once. Okay, so this is upon the educator, the teacher, how he or she is taking the students as a whole. Okay, these theories underpin differentiated learning. So you use there comes the application of the theory. We are learning theories, but we don't know when we are using this theory. Or sometimes we use a theory, but we don't know the term. Okay. For example, some might be using flipped classroom, okay, like where the students are taking charge. So it's all about student-centered learning. So we are changing from teacher-centered approach to the student-centered approach, where the students are taking charge of the class. A teacher is just a facilitator, okay. A teacher is just a mentor, okay. Now, teacher's role in a class, differentiated class. Now, teacher acts as designer, not delivers of content. So you design the content, you don't deliver. Rather, you let it to the students to learn according to their abilities and their learning style. You just scaffold. Okay, you scaffold. You design properly. They plan flexible pathways, guide self-regulation, and encourage learner ownership. So let the student take an ownership. So when the first day, try to learn the names of the student. By this way, you take the students with you, create a rapport with them. Okay, that helps you to be close with the student, to be approachable. Okay, and it encourages learners to take ownership. They feel confident. They should not, like, for example, the first you enter the class and you have some accident on the way, or you fought someone, and you just have some other issues, and you are coming with a sad face to the class. So you are not giving a good impression. So smiling is the first remedy to take the students with you. So enter with a smile and with a jibble. Then the students, they wait for you. They want you as a teacher. Okay, as you know, smiling is the key. Okay, grouping change dynamically based on tasks and readiness. As I said, you change groups according to the tasks, according to the readiness of the students, their level, okay, according to their level, and you can change fortnightly, you can change weekly. It's up to you how you are taking your class and how you understand the diversity of the students, their levels, and how you diagnose their abilities, their interest, and in their learning style. Now, differentiation by readiness. We talked about the readiness. Okay, readiness differentiation ensure tasks are suitably challenging. As I said, when you give a challenge, when you give, for example, a student is high achiever, and you are giving him a task which is below his ability. Okay, he will be bored. He will finish it in 2 minutes or 1 minute, and then he will be disturbing other students, or he will feeling bored. He will be bored. Okay, so you give according to the ability, how challenging is the task. Okay, you can give, for example, you have students of 5 or 6 groups, or 3 to 4 groups. You can give different tasks to different groups. You can use different graphic organizer. You can do a jigsaw activity. You can do think, pair, share. Okay, but we all are having collaborative learning. Okay, teachers use pre-assessment, okay, tier tasks and scaffolds the match students, okay, competence levels. So we give tasks one after the other. Like, for example, one is little easy, second one is more challenging, third one is more challenging. So you give according to the students' learning style and their ability. Okay, and maintain optimal difficulty for motivation and growth. So optimal difficulty means if a student in grade 5, you cannot give him a grade 10 mathematics question, okay, or grade 7 mathematics question. It should be according to the age appropriate, level appropriate, interest appropriate, and learning style appropriate. That is how the students' readiness comes. Now, examples of readiness, for example, in English, simplified text analysis or extend with thematic synthesis. So you can simplify the text analysis. For example, you ask them to search for the explicit meaning of the text. Okay, and in the next term, in the next time when they are reading, you ask them to underline the keywords in the text, for example. Okay, and for the challenging, for the high achievers, you can say that you uh, search for the implicit meaning of the text. Okay, and that is how you differentiate. Okay, and according to the level, mathematics, for example, offer tiered problem sets on the same concept. Okay, so different concepts on the same formula or same question. Physics, okay, very complexity of motion problems, for example. chemistry, scaffold balancing equation with visual aids. Okay, so you provide different kind of aids, okay, visual aids or some pictures or some, for example, some of the students will be having artistic ability. Okay, so instead of writing a story, you can tell that student to draw a story, okay, and then write it. So it is the best way. In first activity, he will take 15 to 20 minutes, okay, to draw a story because he has the artistic ability, okay, according to multiple intelligence. And then after that, when by drawing, he will be able to sequence the story properly, okay, and then he will write the story properly. Just an example because I'm an English teacher, so I'll give example. So biology offer simplified versus detailed cell structure, okay, different kind of cells or their functions uh, according to the challenge of the students. Now, differentiation by readiness we discussed. Now, differentiation by interest, okay, it's all about the process, okay. It is given by differentiation instruction was actually given by Tomlinson in 1988. And she said that a teacher must differentiate the content, process, and product according to the readiness, interest, learning style, and given in the environment by applying different kind of activities. Okay, the content, what you teach, the process, how you teach, and the product, what you are gaining from your teaching. Okay, so the content, what you teach, the topic, for example, the process, the activities, different activities, the teaching process, okay, the learning process, and the product is your exam, how you simplify or how you differentiate the example, the exam for the students, different abilities. Students engage deeply when learning connects to curiosity. So students engage deeply when learning connects to curiosity. So when you create a curiosity, you start with a curiosity, your class. Okay. By this way, they learn accordingly. Okay, and they change their way of learning. Okay. Choice boards, okay, projects, and thematic options build ownership. Now, you provide a choice to the learner. Okay, for example, ask their choice accordingly. And at the end of each lesson, you should have a reflection for yourself and for the student. We use sometimes use KWL chart for it. Okay, what I already know, what I want to know, and what I want to learn next. Okay, so we call it KWL chart. Okay, like what they want to learn next and what are their interests. Okay, and you plan according to that when what they want to learn next. That is how you follow the interests of the student. Okay, teacher align topics with learner passions while achieving objectives. Okay, so you adapt a way which relates to the interest of the students, to the passion of the students, to the what they like. For example, students like football the most. Most of them in most of the countries. In our countries, they like cricket the most. Okay, like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and you can think, and that is why we call it at the start. I said it's proactive teaching, not reactive teaching. Proactive means to plan before. Prior planning is a must. Okay, that is called proactive teaching and learning. Now, example of interest, for example, English, choice of novels around a common theme. As I said, if the theme is, for example, you want to teach detective story, okay, to the students, or you want to teach sci-fi, okay, and you are asking the students one day prior, okay, to bring the novel of your interest, okay, whatever you are reading, or you provide from the library, okay. Math, real world problem linked to finance or sports. One important thing that you should match your teaching to the real world example, where the students are taking more interest, because it's real world and they want to learn according to their what they are regularly seeing or watching, okay. Science project on energy in transport or sports, okay, or chemistry, explore chemistry in food or cosmetics according to the, for example, girls will be more tend towards cosmetics, okay, or towards food or junk foods or different kinds of food. Study genetics in human or plants, okay. As I said, those who are having naturalistic type of ability, okay. Now, see, this is how you can proactively change. It is not important that you apply all of the methods in one class. It's not possible either. But you see how you can change, you tweak your learning, teaching and learning slowly and gradually. According to as Tomlinson herself, she said that it's not like you must change uh, product, process, or content in each lesson. But you see how proactively you can change it. Okay, and how I know all of you will be thinking that how is it possible for each lesson that we should arrange a lot of because we have 7 or 8 lessons in a day. Okay, it's not according. It's you know the ability of your students and you plan accordingly. Okay, you change, you differentiate accordingly. Now, differentiated by learning profile. Okay, learner process information differently. Some of them are visual, some of them are kinesthetically, some are linguistic, as I said. So they are having different abilities and they want to learn differently. Okay, and if a student is visual learner and you're giving him something to read, okay, he will not understand that much the way he watch something. Okay, kinesthetic, if you give some students, okay, cubes or something else in the lab to play around and to learn with that way, okay, they will learn properly. Okay. And linguistic students also, they can have different things to read, okay, and write. Okay. So using Gardner's framework, teachers present content in multiple formats, as I said, uh, Gardner and or Vygotsky's framework, you can change, okay? Universal design for learning, ensure access for all. So UDL is a design which is given by Tomlinson. So it's caters the needs of all students, access for all students in the same classroom at the same time to achieve the same goal with different phases. Okay, as I showed you the picture, some will climb the tree faster. Okay, some will climb the tree in 1 hour. Okay, but for others it may be impossible. Okay, so you need to change accordingly. Okay, you need to differentiate your instruction accordingly. Now, example of learning profile. For example, in English, create podcast, visual maps, or role plays. Okay, so you can give them role play. For example, if you are one is a we usually do in a class, one is a doctor and one is patient, for example. Okay, or any role play according to the topic. Okay, or create a podcast. Okay, I used to ask my student, okay, to interview different teachers, okay, for some case studies or some research work. Okay, and they go around and they take. So we give them different kind of projects also. Okay, manipulatives for kinesthetic learners, diagram for visual learners. Okay, in science, models. Okay, stimulation or written reports for different profiles. Okay, physics, digital experiment or oral explanations, biology, drawings, poster, presentation. So in different subjects, you differentiate differently. And this is how the students, they are getting different activities. If it's just a unified kind of teaching, a teacher-centered, every teacher comes and speaks a lot in the class, okay? And in a student-centered learning, you should not, if you are teaching 1 hour class, for example, at 45 minutes class, you should not speak more than 10 minutes. Okay? Explain the concepts, okay, and then let the students do it. Because the books are for them, not for you. You have learned already. Okay? And they need to be examined in the books. Okay? Then how they are learning, you devise, you instruct them, okay, accordingly. Now, assessment in differentiated classroom. Assessment or the product, ongoing assessment like formative assessment or summative assessment, as you know, we do formative assessment inside the classroom to understand the students' ability. We ask AFLs, we call AFL, okay, assessment for learning. We call different AFLs, we provide different kind of AFLs. For example, match the columns, quiz, uh, fill in the blanks, or for example, like different kind of question, write one paragraph, a case study, for example, for senior classroom. So we provide different kind of assessment for learning in the same classroom according to the ability of the students. Okay, uh, we can tell them to graphic organizer, okay, brainstorming. So let them think creatively and critically. Teachers use quick checks, observation, and peer feedback to guide next steps. The best way, which I apply also, is when you want to check quickly, you do peer checking. Okay, you do an activity in a class, and you ask them to switch your work, to swap your work. Okay, you ask the student to analyze it, and then you provide the rubrics. You provide the rubrics to the students that how they will analyze. Okay, they analyze the task and they give you your feedback. And they give, if you can tell them to give me three-line feedbacks. For example, what went well, okay, www, what went well, for example, and what needs to be improved, okay, and the next step, what next he or she should do, okay. So this three-line feedback will solve all the issues, and it challenges the students to do next what he or she needs to do next, okay. What went well, what was wrong in the question or the task, okay, and what is your next step. The next step should be more challenging than the previous task. Evaluation, growth, effort, and understanding, not mere scores, okay. It's not all about score, it's about understanding. And when they are evaluating each other tasks, okay, they are learning more from each other. Okay, they discuss, you can ask them to discuss with your partner what were their mistakes, okay, and you at the end you give an overall feedback, or you show them on the screen the rubrics or the answers. Now, flexible assessment example. For example, in English, you provide some portfolios and reflective journals. Let them write about their learning. Okay, or math problem solving, reasoning logs, okay? Science lab journals and oral defense. Physics concept explanation with diagrams, biology case studies, and digital model. So each subject you can have, and nowadays it's easy. Teaching is very easy because we have chatbots, okay, generative AI, a lot of tools which can create a lesson plan for you, ChatGPT and you it's prompt engineering. If you know engineering, then you can easily provide example of tasks. You can easily plan your lesson, but how you planning and then the delivering, how you execute it according to the time. You keep each activity must be timed. Like for example, this activity will take 4 minutes. You can bring in different taxonomies, Bloom taxonomy or solo taxonomy, okay? And according to that, you can differentiate also. You can give challenging tasks accordingly, okay? So that is why I'm telling you that theoretical framework, the theories like Bloom's and solo taxonomy or Vygotsky theory or Gardner theory, all of them are providing the guidelines, the basis, okay, for learning effectively and for differentiating properly. Inclusive classroom environment, for example, a safe, respectful space enables risk-taking and collaboration. Okay, students are taking risks; they are challenging each other. They are collaborating. Okay, so collaborative learning means team learning. Okay, if in a collaborative learning, if a person fails, it means the whole team is failing. Okay, it's a teamwork. Okay, flexible furniture support, varied grouping, as I said. You can change the groupings. You can give and provide heterogeneous group. Sometimes you can provide homogeneous group. You can change accordingly. You can change the seating plans. Okay, visual aids, anchor charts, assistive teach promotes accessibility. For example, you show them a realia. Okay, we call it realia when you show some real thing to the students. Okay, so you show them a realia by starting the lesson and ask them question, what is it and like how you are using it, for example, and what will happen if you lose it. Okay, so showing a realia is just like a real life example you're showing, and you need to uh, relate the lesson to the context of the students or their background. Okay, sometimes you relate to the background of the student, okay, to make it more interesting. So it's different ways. This is how I'm telling you about the proactive teaching, that how proactive teaching can cater to the needs of all students, okay, and how it provides proper information. Now, example of inclusive class, reading corners for reflection. Okay, you provide some reading corner. Okay, stations in a class where intrapersonal uh, intelligent students can sit and read quietly and then discuss. Okay, or intra and interpersonal students can sit together and discuss. Okay, math group stations with manipulative, science experiment zone, and quiet analysis spaces. So different station in different section, different classroom, different subjects you can create. Okay, equipment areas for hands and on task and labs. Okay, different hands-up learning activities you can provide to the student, that how they are learning by catering to the needs of uh, all learners. Okay, this is how we call it inclusive environment, where every student is getting chance to learn and to express ideas freely, openly. Okay, the teacher must have that much rapport with the student, that a student is easily discussing his or her problem. Now, uh, as I said, Tomlinson's 4 elements of differentiation. Tomlinson provided a framework, okay, for differentiated learning in 1998, and it is the latest, which is a teaching method which is followed in most of the country, and some of them are now experimenting. In Pakistan, we are having it, but uh, not at that higher level. Some higher elite schools we have, but not at government level, unfortunately. Teachers are getting training, but still. Now, content, adjust resources or complexity. As I said, Tomlinson model is providing that a teacher must differentiate content, process, and product. Okay. according to the students, okay, learning style, interest, learning style or learning profile, okay, readiness, and the ability in the proper learning environment. The content, the process, the product, okay, and learning environment. So the content is adjust resources according to the complexity of the students, provide information according to the complexity of the students, Really sorry, I was having some internet glitch. Uh, okay, can you see? So sorry for the disruption. We product offer varied ways to show understanding, okay, and we provide learning environment, okay, build climate and structure that support learning, friendly environment to the students where everyone feel easy and feel at home, okay. Now, how we implement differentiated learning, okay. Uh, we assess students' readiness and interest, plan tier task addressing diverse profile, okay, and facilitate flexible grouping, reflect using formulated feedback. Now, so you provide different kind of pre-assessment, okay. As I said, the diagnostic test, you diagnose the disease, the problem, the ability of the students. Then you plan different kind of task according to the diverse ability of the students and facilitate with flexible grouping. Okay, group of three or four or five heterogeneous, homogeneous learning stations. Okay, so and reflect using formative feedback. So you use feedback from the student that what next, okay, what they want to learn. As I said, usually use KWL chart, which is very popular for asking the student. This cycle maintain continuous improvement, okay, and you change the content according to the needs of the students. Now it's time for discussion. Okay, it's your time. What does fairness mean in your classroom? Can anyone tell me? I will open the chat. It's your time now. What does fairness mean in your classroom? Okay. Can you answer me? Can you switch on your mic, or you can write in the chat box? As we discussed about the fairness, right? So what does it mean to you? Anyone? Shahina, fairness is providing learning opportunity based on inclusiveness. Yeah. Fairness can be asking question according to students' knowledge. Yeah. Kindly send Google form. Or okay. So I would love to hear through mic if they are allowed. You are allowed to unmute it, or they are. But that will be in the question answer session time. In a class, fairness can mean different things to different students and teachers. Some possible interpretation of fairness in a class. Okay. To treat all students with equity, yeah. Equal treatment. Yeah, good. Reflect. Just treatment to all learners instruction. Okay. Now reflect. Do identical assignment ensure equal opportunity or equal challenges to all students? Identical assignments. I heard a lot of answers. Thank you. It's about equity, fairness in classroom means inclusive environment, yeah. Providing equal opportunities. Yes. Equitable access. Okay. Okay, the next one. Now, reflect mean each student can think according to their mind and thinking pattern. It can provide equal challenge. Identical assignments ensure equal opportunity or equal challenge to all students or not? No. Yeah. No, of course not. Yes. Discuss and share example from your experience. Now you share example from your experience that how you differentiate until now, whether you are aware about differentiated instructions, you were differentiating, but you didn't know about it, no, because your learning capacity. So now share your example from your experience, whether you were differentiating before, but you didn't know what do we call it. You didn't know the term. You were not differentiating before, and now you will start differentiated instruction in your classroom. You will learn about it. You will read about it. So, what is your thought about it? Can you share your experiences? Or if you are differentiating, how you are differentiating in the class? Yes, to treat. and teach based on intelligences. Yeah, by asking various questions in class. Okay, good. So those who are differentiating before, how they were different was my differentiation was not effective. I simply identified students based on their exam result. It was not enough. Yeah, actually, we do it in our country also. Unfortunately, the exam systems are not allowing us to change. But we, in during learning, we can change the product according to our ability, or at the end of the each class, okay, or at the end of each chapter or unit, you can differentiate. Anyone else? Can you share your examples from your by observation and class participation? Yes. Okay. Analyzing their performance, we can adapt content, process, product, and environment to meet diverse learner needs. Yeah, but do you use it? Can you share your experiences, or were you using before but you didn't know the terminology, or you will start using it now, or you will try to learn it more about it? Yeah, we will be having question answer session in one way or the other. I gave all students the same recording task. Later, I realized some students didn't. Yeah, see, some students you should know about the students. Like some students might have dyslexia. Some students might have problem in Broca part of the brain, or they must have Broca aphasia, or some students they can't pronounce the words properly. Okay, so there are different kind of diseases. Some might have problem in the Wernicke part of the brain, Wernicke aphasia, okay, or agraphia, okay, or anomia. So you can check the students' level. Like, and one of my students was having dyslexia. I realized it after 1 or 2 weeks of teaching. Learning and assessment should not depend on one method. Everyone is treated according to their preference and abilities. Yes. Okay. I think we had a lot of responses from the learn from the participant. Now challenges in differentiation. Okay. So time constraint and heavy curricula can hinder differentiation. Like we, all of us, as a teacher, we have a lot of challenges. Like sometimes the organization wants us to finish the curriculum, the exam system wants us to finish the curriculum, so we are unable to cater to the needs of all students in all time. Okay, as I said, teachers may feel unprepared to manage multiple levels. As I said, you sometimes it will be difficult for you to just uh, manage your planning accordingly. Solution start small, differentiate one element per unit. As I said, differentiation is not like you differentiate each and everything. Okay, you can change one element for, like, for example, in the first unit or first lesson, you differentiated the content. Okay, the other one you can differentiate, like most of the time we differentiate not the content but the process and the product. We differentiate different activities we are providing to the students for different units. Okay, It might go for 2 to 3 lessons. It might go for 1 week. But some way or the other way, we should tweak, we should know how to do it properly. Now, solution and support. Collaborate with peers to share differentiated plans. Okay, we can have peer observation. Have you been to peer observation? Like, for example, we are going to each other classes to observe our friend and to learn new methods or to teach them how they should tweak this method. Okay, so it's a collaboration. Sometimes in our part of the world, we feel it very bad when someone comes in, when our friends are coming inside of our class and we don't want to teach in front of them, or we are feeling shy or hesitant, or they will and but the problem is we are always searching for mistakes. Okay, we listen, as one of the scholars is saying, that we listen to reply, we don't listen to understand. If we listen to understand, then every issue will be resolved, but actually we listen to reply, and that is the main issue in this part of the world. So we could have peer observation. We should go to each other classes, visit classes frequently when you are free, and you sit there, you learn from, and you give your feedback. Use technologies such as AI to organize resources, as I said. Advocate for professional development and administrative support. You can have regular professional development, as Talent Quest is one platform. They are providing it on regular basis, and heads up to them. And reflection. Now, we are at the end of the session now. Then we will be having question answer session. Identify one unit you teach often. Okay, how can you modify it for readiness, interest, and profile? Share with colleagues or record your ideas. Okay, so as I said, what you differentiate regularly. Okay, which unit of teaching you differentiate regularly? Some of you might be differentiating the process, some the product. Okay, interactive approach. Okay, so share with colleagues and record. So see, it's collaborative learning. I'm learning from you, you're learning from me. It's just a discussion. Okay, and we'll be sharing our ideas with each other. It's a learning session. We are learning from each other. Okay, so how can you modify it for readiness, interest, and profile? One unit you teach often. Like, for example, you are teaching over the years, you are teaching one class, and the same topics you are teaching again and again. How can you modify it for readiness, interest, and can I hear from someone?
Participants, you may raise your hands and I'll unmute you.
So if you want to share something about your experience, you can raise your hands and they will unmute you. Yeah. Shahina Hussain, I think.
Hello. So my question is that when there is summative assessment, most of the time there is the written work, question answer, match the column, and different other things. And usually the students do not like the written work. So if we have the presentation, any other activity, quizzes, etc., that is the formative assessment. The marks are added to the final result, but the weightage of formative assessment is very low. That automatically affects the final result. How can we address it?
Yeah, as I said before, that unfortunately our examination system is a unified system and we cannot differentiate it because we are bound to take exam according to a certain pattern, which is based on cramming or rote learning or parroting certain things. Those students don't know the concept, but you can change it, but sometimes you are bound, you cannot change it, unfortunately, but you can change the process inside the classroom. And our ultimate goal is to take the outcomes which are required for the student to take good grades. So if we regularly change the process, the content, the process, and the the formative assessments. Okay, by this way, students will learn in different ways, and ultimately they can have the final product properly. I know we cannot change the. Yes, I know we always follow the same uh, pattern of exam, unfortunately. Now, yes, we have some people, those who have raised their discussion, the hand for the discussion.
Hello,
Can you unmute?
can you hear me, Balloon?
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity uh, to share my experience in regarding to teaching English. Uh, I was teaching English at primary and secondary schools, and my experience was not
yes.
just. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Please, please.
Yeah. So, according to your explanation, I was judging myself and evaluating my teaching strategies that I was employing during primary and secondary schools. My trend
Yeah,
was teaching the structural patterns of the language and evaluating based on my lecturing. This was the whole procedure during all the years I was following. Um, and I was mentioning some reasons regarding to resources, and I understood that the major problem was my limited knowledge on how to teach English,
yeah,
particularly using locally available resources and visual aids which can be easily accessed. But I don't know my trend that simply lecturing all the language formats, the skills like that of
yeah,
the other science subjects. So now I'm studying
yes,
English teaching for further improvement to develop my profession.
yes,
I'm studying, I'm doing
yes.
some research, and I'm reading literature, and just I'm motivated to teach
Yeah,
English in a
you
better.
are learning. It means you are learning even at a snail speed. Still, you are learning. This is good to share your thoughts. We will give chance to some other participants also because we are running out of time. Yes. Thank you
Yeah,
for sharing your thoughts.
yeah.
Anyone? Hafsha, I think.
Yes. I have
Yes.
my question is that as we thought that identity assignments cannot provide equal opportunity to all students, and I agree with it. But
You are not audible. Can you?
uh, am I audible now?
Yeah.
As you thought that identical assignments, they cannot provide equal opportunity to all students, and I agree with it. But in the earlier slides, you mentioned that differentiation, it's not that you have to provide or you have to make different tasks and worksheets separately for the higher students and for the lower students. Can you elaborate on it?
Your voice is not clear. Can you type your question, please? Then I will be able.
Am I audible now?
Yes, now, please.
Yes. I have a question that you already told us that identical assignments that cannot provide equal opportunity to all students, and I agree with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But you mentioned in the earlier slides that differentiation is not only that you provide different or separate sheets or worksheets separately for the higher students and for the lower students separately. So can you elaborate on it? That how?
Yeah. Like, for example, you can provide different, in the same kind of assignments, you can provide different challenges, okay? Like, for example, in identical assignment, if you are talking about, you can provide different kind of scenarios to the students, okay? According to their learning style, okay? You can change the way of how they come up with. Like, for example, some students might be good at drawing, as I said, so they can draw something. Some might be linguistic abilities. So you look at the ability of the student and you provide the assignment accordingly. But the question is the same, okay? But they are coming in different ways, okay? They are solving it in different ways according this is how, when you give the authority to the students, like when you give the chance to the student to do it according to their own interest, okay, you allow them whatever they like for themselves to do it in that way, okay, so they will be doing it in that way. Some will be for example, you can see some students are good at providing some natural thing, roses or some leaves in their assignments. Okay, some are drawing it, some are writing it, some are presenting in other ways. You can have a lot of choices if you allow them to do it the same question in different ways. Yes. Now, share strategies in, like, for example, we will be going to the final task, okay? Differentiation is not optional, it's essential for inclusion. It ensures fairness through equitable opportunities for growth. Teachers act as facilitators of personalized learning, okay? So you personalize learning according to your own student's requirement, okay? And final reflection, okay? One size doesn't fit all, okay? Sorry, I forgot the word size. Plan, assess, and adapt to create learning that reaches every student. Small change for your next lesson. As I said, asking for the reflection. Now, question. Saidul Abrar, I think, raise his hand.
Hello, sir.
Hello, yes.
Sir, my name is Saidul Abrar, and I've been working as a language teacher and specifically working teaching grammar.
Yeah.
So whenever we teach grammar, sir, and differentiative learning environment, so we normally face certain challenges. Normally, I
Yes.
deal with challenges with inductive approach by teaching, starting from the lower level, and then with addition to it, I just add more levels with that, and it means that I include my lower achievers and also my higher achievers. But whenever
Yeah.
we take starts, sir, so they normally the higher achiever, they lose their interest, and they say that they already know all these things. So it means, how will we handle them when we teach grammar in such type of differentiative learning environment?
Yeah. See, the problem comes when we uh, take all students, as you said, and I also mentioned this, like when you teach in one way, okay, some students will be feel bored if it's below their challenge. So you provide
Yes,
challenging tasks. Unfortunately, in this part of the world, we teach English as a subject, not as a skill.
yes,
Okay, so we should teach as a skill. You teach skill. In the foreign countries, students will not know the definition of noun or the pronoun or the verb or the proverb. Here we are just memorizing asking them to memorize the definitions. Okay, but it's not about the definition, it's about the use. Okay, that how they, so you give them different activities according to their, like for example, if you are giving to the low achiever fill in the blanks just to fill proper noun. Okay, so
yes.
you can give a text, a proper text to the higher achiever, where they use it and provide different kinds of noun, fill in with different kinds of noun, instead of filling with one type of noun. Okay, so you
So
can
then
you
the
can
Yes, sir. So then the
yes.
lower achiever, they normally, they say that they don't know and how to recognize nouns. So we face instructional challenges whenever they require some more instructions and some more. They say that they are not ready to recognize any kind of noun, or they cannot use even noun. Whenever we just teach the higher achiever, they already know, and whenever we just give them a very tough task, so they just love that. But then the problem occurs in the lower achievers.
Yeah, that's how I'm telling you to put them in homogeneous groups, right? Sometimes you
Yes.
put them in a homogeneous group. That high achiever will, and you, unfortunately, we are not giving handouts, and some of the organizations are not allowing us to take that much prints because of the budget and all. So the best way is to provide handouts to the students, printed worksheets to the students, and they will be able to do it in their groups. And you don't teach them the definitions and examples and all. Noun is a naming word. Rather, you teach them skill, that how to understand. For example, you are teaching material noun, so you show them different materials. It's not uh, about the definition. Okay, it's about that how you teach them the concept. Okay, as I said, we are not teaching skill in this part of the. We are teaching language, and we are strict to that grammatical rules and all. But you teach them the rules, but you teach in a way where they apply it to their real life experiences. Okay, so you bring in real life experiences, you challenge them accordingly. Okay, not like and in the way there are certain books which we are following, and they are just following the traditional way of teaching and learning.
And we also face another problem with some students, sir, they already know a lot of things, and most of the students, they don't
Yeah.
know anything. So with this kind of gap, we cannot handle as a teacher, that how to handle our classroom, and how, from where we should start and from where should we stop, and then we, at the end, we have shortage
Why?
of time.
Yeah. Why you are not give the authority to the students to teach those students, those who don't know, or they know little. You know about flipped classroom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know that. But then the institutes, they will not
So
allow flip classroom, and they'll say that what will be the role of the teacher, that they are paying salaries to the teachers, and they will not allow me just standing in the classroom. And
a teacher is you. Why they are not? Why they don't know the importance? A teacher is just a facilitator. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In this,
Once I have given an activity as a flip classroom, so on the next day, most of the students they say that they were doing excuses that they didn't receive any kind of material and they have had internet problems, and so then I was just literally shocked over there in the class that what to do now, because I have prepared a lot of questions and a lot of other things and handouts, etc. But student already said that sorry, we are not ready because we haven't received any kind of material and we haven't studied them.
yeah, the students will be having a lot of excuses. Then it's your part that how you tackle with those excuses. We can't do anything with the excuses if they are having, and the problem is that you should provide, you can create learning stations. In the class, those who are at high achievers, okay, they can have a different station in the class, okay, and they can go to that station especially, and they learn, they do peer learning, okay, they discuss, and the rest of you teach the concept, okay, to the whole class for a while. That's why I'm telling you to teach only, to talk only for 10 to 15 to 5 7 to 10 minutes in your class, not for the whole time, okay, and let the students talk, okay, let the student discuss their ideas with each other. We were told that like, even if some of you are having, if you are in Dubai, for example, you KHDA is not allowing you to speak more than 7 minutes in a class or 8 minutes in a class. So you just give them the starter activity, and then give them the basic ideas, okay, and then let them do the tasks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? I hope there's no other questions. I think so. So, any other question?
Participants, if you don't have any questions, kindly mention this in the group so that I can move towards the formalities. I think we don't have any more questions. So, as we bring this enriching session to a close, I would like to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Ubaid Ullah for his deep, thoughtful, and powerful insights. The way Sir explained key concepts, especially the clear distinction between the inclusiveness and differentiation, along with different models of learning. And I'm so grateful to you, sir, for this insightful session. And a
Thank you.
big thank to all of you who have joined us today and engaged so attentively. Your participation is what makes these sessions truly valuable. Before we officially end, I kindly request everyone to turn on your cameras so we can take a group screenshot. Dear participants, kindly turn on your cameras. Thank you so much. And for those who haven't marked their attendance yet, I repeat myself that you can do that now, because we will be counting the attendance of those participants who will mark it through the link. Thank you for turning on your camera. And now, here is a quick announcement about our upcoming sessions. Our next session, session 4, will be on 18th of October 2025, 3 to 5 Central African Time, 6 to 8 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time, 8 to 10 p.m. Western Indonesian Time. We will be joined by Dr. Tawfiq Al-Makmoon, Head of the Department of English at Sebulus Merit University, Indonesia. He completed his master's at Utrecht University, Netherlands, and PhD at Bowling Green State University, USA. He will be delivering a powerful talk on decolonizing the algorithm, centering global South voices in AI education. And one more important thing is that our session 5 has been rescheduled on 21st October instead of 20th October. Timings will be the same. Um, Thank you once again for being part of this learning journey. Thank you, sir. Once again, this is Isfa signing off. See you all in the next session.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank Allah. Thanks Allah.